guys, welcome back to Wigs with Steph. I'm Steph. Today I'm going to be showing you how to take a non-heat friendly synthetic, meaning this is just a regular synthetic. You're not supposed to put hot tools on it, like you're not supposed to use a straightener or a curler. And so the issue we often run into, especially when we're newer wig wearers, is the fact that we have a synthetic wig that we absolutely love, and then we washed it and now it's a total mess. If you have a look at my wig here, this is Zara Lite by 𝗀𝗄𝗃 in the color Palm Springs Blonde. I love this wig. I've worn it so much ever since I purchased it. And because I've worn it so much, like obviously I've gotten makeup on the lace, I sweat in this wig, I wore it to work out. And so for that reason, I had to wash it. And when I did, it turned into this clumpy, matted, no longer soft feeling wig. And I really just want you guys to see, because I know it still looks beautiful, but like, look how knotted it is. This is annoying to wear when it's this knotted. Not only that, but it is clumpy. Can you see these clumps? So today I want to show you the absolute quickest way to refresh your non-heat friendly synthetic wig. So let's just hop into it. What I'm going to be using today is my round airbrush. Now this airbrush I got off of Amazon. It's actually quite large, if you can see this. Like, my hand does fit around it, but it's quite large. Luckily, it's super light, so it really doesn't bother me that it's this large. Now, what I like about it is that you can just turn it to have normal air, you can turn it to low, and you can turn it to high. Now, there is going to be a bit of heat coming out of this, but if you turn it to low, it's not going to be a lot of heat at all. This is not going to damage your synthetic wig, and it will be the quickest way for you to refresh your wig. So then go and take your wig brush. It doesn't have to be a brush, it could also be a wide tooth comb. Don't use a fine tooth comb because that's really gonna snag, tug, and pull on your wig, but use a brush that's specifically made for a wig, or use a wide tooth comb that has gaps in it. We're doing this step first before we go in with the airbrush, because the airbrush is a little more difficult to rake through the wig if the wig is already tangled. So we really want to detangle the wig before we go in with the hot air brush. My wig is feeling detangled. I'm not feeling any more knots or mats, but I do still see the hairs are sticking up all over the place. It's not completely smooth. And what I also want to do is put some body back into it. The way that Zara Lite came is it kind of framed around my face. Like, these pieces kind of came in a little bit, and it wasn't just poker straight, and that's what I really loved about this wig. So we're gonna try to replicate that with our airbrush. We're gonna put it to just the low setting. We don't need a lot of heat. In fact, we barely want any at all, and we don't want it blowing too much air. So let's just put it on low. Luckily, this airbrush is so honkin' big that we're able to take massive sections at a time. There's a couple ways you guys can choose to do this. You can either put the airbrush at the nape of the neck underneath the hair and roll it in towards your face, or you could put the airbrush on the outside of the hair and roll it outwards away from your face. And alternatively, if you just want your wig to be straight, you just want a quick refresh, then you can just use this brush like a brush, dragging it from the top of the roots all the way down to the ends of the hair. And the little bit of heat that's coming through this brush is going to take away the mats, going to take away the frizz, going to smooth out those synthetic fibers once again without damaging your wig. And the reason why this round brush does not damage your wig is because it's just air. It's not two hot plates like a straightener squishing your hair in between where it's totally heating it up in a way it's not supposed to heat up synthetic fiber. This airbrush is just warm air. And by the way, if you don't like the size of the airbrush that I'm using, of course there are so many other different sizes out there on the market. I got mine off of Amazon. You can find yours on Amazon or elsewhere. It doesn't really matter. It can be any type that you like. But yeah, this is how I do it, and it's super fast. We're literally done. How fast was that, guys? Okay, so I'm going to take this wig that I'm wearing off my head. By the way, this is Kristen by 𝗀𝗄𝗃 in the color Palm Springs Blonde. So it's the same color, just different style. And I'm gonna put Zara on my head. I love just how silky, soft, and smooth it is now. So let's go ahead and just put it on her head because I want you to see how pretty it's looking now. Now, my whole point to refreshing this wig was not to make it, you know, so perfect. I'm not going for glamour. I'm going for natural realism. Okay, I don't have a mirror. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going for natural realism. I want natural looking body. I didn't want it poker straight. And I think we've definitely achieved this here. What do you guys think? See, so it's not poker straight. We have some pieces that are framing in, some that are flipping out. I just think it looks really nice. All right, guys, I have zoomed you in. All I want you to do now is spray on your Simply Styling silicone spray. This is a pure silicone spray. This will bring the life back to your synthetic wigs. You can use this for all different situations. I literally use this every single time I'm refreshing my wig because it brings the softness back. I feel like it protects that fiber. You know, when you first buy a synthetic wig, it's so soft. It's still got that factory film on it. Well, after a while, after you wash it again and again, that film is gonna slowly keep coming off, and it's gonna get to the point where it no longer has film on it anymore. And then your wig is just not gonna feel as soft. So what this product does is it actually puts it back onto the wig. So I use this after every single time I wash my wig and before I put a straightener on it, or you could spray it after, doesn't really matter. Focusing it at the end of the hairs, because if you put it at the top, your wig might start to look greasy. So we want to add it to the bottom. Don't put too much. If you're not a fan of shine on a wig, definitely don't add too much. Just add a couple spurts, and especially underneath the nape of the neck, guys, because that's where you want to protect your wig. Your wig is always going to tangle the most at the nape of the neck. So you really want to spray it underneath to give your wig that protection and make it a little more slippery so that when it is rubbing up against your clothes, it's not going to be snagging or tangling as much. Your wig is still going to tangle though. Don't believe people that say this is be all end all or promise you a cure to tangling. There is no cure. It's just gonna happen. All we can do is try to protect our wigs so they last as long as they possibly can last, and also so that they won't tangle as fast as they would have if we didn't use this. I hope my point has come across the screen to you guys and just showed you just how quick you can really refresh your non-heat-friendly synthetic wigs. You can also do this on heat-friendly synthetic wigs. You can also use this brush on human hair wigs. I love it. It's multi-purpose. I can use it for absolutely everything. It is massive. Like, this is a big honkin' brush, and I wasn't sure I would like the size when I first took it out of the box from Amazon, but now I'm thinking I really like that it's bigger because I have some wigs that have just so much hair. This is the light version of Zara, so there's not too much hair here, but on some of my other wigs, gosh guys, so much more hair. And that is where this brush would really come in handy because it is so large that it's really going to be easy to take massive amounts of hair at one time and just put it into any straight style with body that I want to achieve. So I hope you guys found this video a little bit helpful. If it did help you today or you learned something new, please hit that like button down below, as well as consider subscribing to my channel if you are new here. This is a wig channel. We talk about all the wiggy stuff, how to refresh our wigs, how to keep them lasting longer. I also do a ton of wig reviews. And if you want to see the difference between a synthetic wig versus a human hair wig, click on this link here. And if you want to hear my perspective on if wigs are actually good for your own hair underneath a wig cap, then click on this video here. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you again.